Hi everyone at Unique Kids, welcome to today's virtual art workshop. We're just going to give it a few more minutes just to see who we've got today. Message in the comments section whenever you're here and then we'll get started. So today we are making a firework kind of chalk picture. We're using different materials. I've got some oil pastels, some chalks, some torn paper, some tissue paper, some glitter, I've got some paints, so we've got loads of different things, and I've got a few sponges and palette knives to make some different marks. So again, we're going to be experimenting with, different materials, different colours, preferably using black paper or black card if you can, and I've got some A4 and A3 of that, and we're going to experiment with different mark making techniques as well. So possibly, things like palette knives or sponges are a good idea, to create marks for the paints and everything, but mainly playing on different colours as well today. As soon as you're in, please message in the comment section as well. I know that you're back at Forever Unique, so possibly you may be watching today. Again, if you are, then just message in the comment section and then we'll get started in a few minutes. So these workshops are running every Friday from 10 o'clock. And I also do a mark making virtual workshop on a Wednesday, 11 till 1. So again, on Zoom, anyone can join and just experimenting with mainly paint and different mark making techniques, but primarily focusing on different objects and everything. So again, that is on Wednesday if anyone would like to join. Yeah, as soon as you're in, just message in the comments bit and then we'll get started in a minute or so. So yeah, today we are making some firework pictures using different materials, different colours. So again, think about what materials you've got to hand and what you can use. If you don't have any black card, then think about anything else that you could use. So maybe a white piece of paper that you could collage, or maybe a cereal packet that you can open and paint black. That was one of my suggestions on my materials list as well. And before we get started as well, this is one of the last workshops before Easter. So what we'll do is we'll start moving on then to Easter craft. I'll post again more about that in the next week or so. So we've got a few weeks of different Easter crafts as well, from cards to flower planters. So we've got loads of different exciting things that we'll get started on in the next week or so. Right, well, I think we're going to get started then. So again, I've got some different colour tissue papers, got some paints, and I've just got quite a few sheets of black cards. So again, just use whatever you've got to hand really. So I've just got an A3 sheet of black card that I'm going to start with. I always find it easy just to lay them all on top of each other, because I think this kind of thing can be a fairly quick process depending on what you're using. So to start with, I'm going to use some oil pastels. So again, think about different colours in the sky. So whether that's different lines to make fireworks, like I showed you on the little photograph that I posted, or using paints and different things to make like speckled stars and everything. So again, you can really go to town with this kind of idea. And I've got some tin foil, as well, that I'll be using. So again, think about the sky and the stars and what you see when you're looking up. So again, similar to a very much a space collage, similar to what we did before. But again, just playing on the idea of colour and mainly a firework kind of display. So maybe it's bonfire night, or maybe it's someone's birthday. So again, think about those different colours that you can use. Now, I'll get started by just using a few of my favourite colours. So like reds, yellows, greens. All those bright colours will look really good on a black page. So again, I'll show you what I mean. So again, I'm just using my oil pastel and just making some, you can see on the camera, some quick kind of stroked marks as well. I'm just going to get a few different colours out, and the good thing with oil pastel is they can blend really easily together, and they stand out really, really well on black paper or black card. So again, think about the different materials that you can use, and what surface you're going to work on as well, and what colours you're going to use. So I've gone for red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and I've got now some pink, pink and purple I'll be using. As soon as you're in the workshop, just message in the comments bit, that would be really great. So in this workshop we are focusing on colour and different materials that we can use as well. I mean, for me, I prefer using paints, so we're just going to experiment with different mark making materials that we can use, and I'll show you kind of how we can build and layer our piece up as well, because I quite like using mixed media, so different materials all in one. Right, so this is what I've done so far, nice and simple, using 7 different oil pastel colours. There we are, and it looks really effective, I think, with the lines, the way they kind of all kind of turn around. It gives you the idea that they're moving as well. So okay, think about different things that you can use. Oh yeah, my video just cut out a little bit, because these workshops I always run on Facebook Live, so sometimes the internet can be a little bit dodgy. But if you are in, then just messaging just to let me know that we're okay. I mean, it's still going live and it's still timing, so it looks okay. So like I was showing you before, this is the first one that I've done. Again, just using oil pastels and 7 different colours at the moment. I quite like the idea that it gives the impression that it's moving as well with the different lines. So again, think about different mark making techniques and different materials that you can use. So now for my next bit, I'm going to use some chalks, I think. I do quite like working with chalks, and I'll show you what I've got here. Those are all the different colours that I'm using. Now the good thing about this is you can smudge it and blend it a little bit with your fingers, so that is quite a good thing to do. So I'm just going to add in some colours in between the oil pastels that I've done. And already you can see from those few marks that I've just done that it comes off really, really nice and bright. Now again, what I've been trying to do is kind of have it in some sort of circle format. So again, think about the length of the brush of the pastel strokes that you're doing. And that pink looks really good. Nice and bright, which is brilliant. I'm going to go with another green, I think, maybe like a lime green. Let me know what materials you're using as well, that would be really great. And I've got quite a few pieces of black card, so we are going to make a few of these different mixed media kind of pieces as well. And we're going to experiment with a few more materials as well, which will be fun. Now these videos are available to watch on Facebook, you know, after I've ended the live. If you're not able to watch, or you know someone else would like to see them, then head over to my art page and yeah, you can view them all on there. So again, don't worry if you can't watch it all now or you haven't got the right amount of materials. Just watch it at a later date. They all get saved onto there as well as posted onto YouTube as well, because I am recording on 2 different things. So again, that is something to bear in mind. Now already you can see the mix of brightly coloured materials, from oil pastels to chalks, and again it stands out really well, I think, as a piece. Now obviously you can keep layering that up and everything, and I might add some more different bits on. I mean, I quite like working with different tones as well, so say if you've got a pink, maybe mix like a light and dark together, and it looks really, really good, you know, when they're put together as well. So again, this is something that you can do now and that you can develop as well. So I'm going to add a few more on, and then I'm going to start with my next piece, maybe using a different material. So like I said before, I've got paints out, I've got tissue paper, I've got coloured paper, and then we've got some glitter and some glitter glue and some sequins and everything. So again, I think we'll do something to do with that so far. So this is my first one that I've done. Again, just creating a nice like spiral kind of effect, and at the same time focusing on just like one firework. It was, when it bursts into the I'm trying to think of the word, when it bursts into the sky, you can see that the array of different colours that gets produced. So again, that is something that you could create. For my next one, I'm going to focus on a few, maybe 3 or 4 different fireworks. Again, looking at a different set of colours. So maybe you've got one blue, one yellow, and again working with those different tones as well. So I'm going to put my first one to the side. Now for my next one, I'm going to work with some paints, I think. Now I do have some brushes. I've got my palette knife like I showed you, and I've got my sponges. Now my video hasn't worked very well. Just bear with me a minute. There we are. Right, I do think it was my bad internet quality as well. Now that should be okay, I hope. Right, there we are. Yeah, I've just started a new video. That should be okay, I think. Yeah, these workshops run on Facebook Live, so sometimes the internet can cut out a little bit. So I hope whoever was watching before, you're still here as well. So the first one that we made obviously was this nice firework picture using different oil pastel colours and different chalks as well. So I think we're going to move on to our next one now, and we should be okay for the internet. Right, now I'm going to use some paints. So again, I've got a palette knife here, I've got some sponges and some different colours, as well as my brushes. Now I always like using white paint on black. I do think it looks really effective. So again, think about the different colours that you're using. I might start with a bit of a thicker brush as well. Yeah, maybe a medium sized brush will do. And at the moment I'm just using some ready mix paint as well. So just dip the brush nicely in there. And then kind of drag it around, and with you working on black paper, it may be quite useful to add quite a decent handful of that paint on as well. So again, think about how much you're putting on your piece as well. Now I'm going to add a bit of yellow to it. And already you can see the different colours mixing together on the page, so that could be something that you want to work on. So again, some nice even brush strokes just backwards and forwards, and you get the hint of black coming through the paint, because obviously it's such a dark background that you're not going to cover it that same colour that you're using. So again, just add in quite a bit of that yellow on. There we are. And already mine looks something like that. Now you can see the colours look really bright. Now if you add a bit more of that ready mix paint on, you may get some sort of dripping effect, which could be quite fun to experiment with. Now I've got a nice baby blue as well that I can put on my piece. For anyone watching on Facebook Live, I'm sorry about the internet. This is a new video that I've just started, so I will be sharing both videos that I've done. Now my internet just cut out as well, so apologies for that. There we are. So I'm just going to add some more of that green, and it looks very abstract. So this workshop is very much about exploring different materials, different colours, and again different mark making techniques like we're doing now, you know, with the different brush strokes and different materials. And then we're going to get some more of that red paint and just keep thinking about that spiral kind of effect that we're wanting on our piece as well. Now I know that Faye and Amanda are definitely joining us today as well, so hi to you guys, and thank you for your support every week and sending in photographs and everything, because it's really great. I love seeing all the craft and everything. Yeah, so if you know anyone else that would like to join these workshops, then feel free to spread the word if you like. And now I'm going to add some more of that blue. So with me working on black paper or black card, I am focusing very much on layering, lots of layering, I think, for this piece that we're doing. And then some green. And now I mentioned about having some mini fireworks, so I think what I'm going to do is have some mini fireworks going off as well. So far this is one of mine, using loads of different colours. I think it looks really effective on this black card that I'm using. So yeah, make sure you have a go for sure, and if you're just watching, then have a go you know, in your own time, because that would be really great. I'd love to see everything that you're making. So we're going for this one in really quick brush strokes because we're making like a small kind of display. So I've got 3 brushes in each hand. There we are, just alternating between those colours. So a little bit more yellow on as well. So again, think about what colour you want as well to stand out on the piece. For me, I quite like red. Red, I do like it a lot. So I'm just going to put my brushes back. I always think it's easy just to put them back in the palette as well. And then I'm going to get a smaller brush and maybe create some white speckled dots. Now again, I don't expect you to be using the same materials as me and doing the same thing. This is very much about just experimenting with different materials within like kind of like social space as well. So again, feel free to send me questions in the comments bit. Feel free to send me photographs of your work or anything. That'll be again really great. Now these workshops are on Facebook Live every Friday from 10 o'clock. And then my other ones, my mark making workshops, which we have created these pieces, are on Wednesdays from 11 till 1 on Zoom as well. So if you would like to join for that, then feel free. Now here I've got some metallic paint, so I'm just going to start by doing a few metallic kind of speckled stars as well. That could be quite nice. And what I've done is I've mixed a bit of this metallic blue paint with my white paint. So again, think about possible colour mixing that you could do as well that could look really good. There we are. So again, just dotting around these different materials. Now here is my second one, again just using Soul paint, and I think it looks really effective. I think it does look really good. And what I might do is use this palette knife to create some marks possibly. So what I might do is get a slightly thicker brush, and because my palette has been separated into 6 bits, I might just get the paint and just brush it along the edge. This could be quite a nice technique to try. Just brush it along the edge. and then create some nice kind of even lines. There we are. And maybe think about rotating that palette knife as well. So again, adding more of that white paint on, probably in the centre and maybe to the side. And then push nice and kind of even down onto the surface. So at this point we're very much mixing different materials and everything. And I think it looks quite effective actually. Mixing different colours too, which is great. Alright, so here are my palette knife marks with my Firework Picture. Let me know what you think as well. That would be really good. And I might add a few yellow dots for some yellow stars possibly. So again, any of that blank space, if you like, think about filling it. I quite like creating abstract pictures and filling space up. So again, think about that and think about the size of the dots as well for the speckled stars that you're doing. Right, so here is my second one done with my stars. So make sure you try and do that at home. I mean, it's a really fun activity to do. So I'm going to leave my second one on the side. Now I quite like these chalk and oil pastel effects that I've created on this one, so I might do another one, but using like different areas of the page to create different firework displays in a way. So again, with that red, and I'm going to experiment with the length of the line that I'm using as well. So I've got red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and then a pink and a purple. Now I'm going to use all of my oil pastels first, and then I'm going to go around with some chalks. Maybe think about the size of your fireworks that you're creating as well. That could be quite fun. So just go backwards and forwards in like a kind of nice even motion. And again, think about the colour order. You don't have to do the same order that I'm doing. So again, experiment with that if you like. And then some more orange. That should be good. And then we're going to do maybe one more at the bottom, I think, here. So I've got a small, a medium, and a slightly larger one as well, which is cool. But yeah, feel free to send me any of your pieces that you've made at home, whether it's from this activity or from something else. That would be really great. I might actually know another one in the other corner. It looks a bit bare. So again, just think about different ways of applying these oil pastels as well. So rather than just using a standard kind of motion, what other ways could you do? So I mean, could you create different patterns? How else could you make fireworks on the page? So that's quite a good thing to think about, whether it's through mark making or anything else. Maybe you could try printing with different objects or different textures or something, possibly using bubble wrap or something else. So here is my first one using some oil pastels that I've done. And then I'm going to add some chalk just to make it a bit more vibrant. Now, what I've done for the other one is I haven't actually smudged any of the chalk, so that's why I've got that nice vibrant effect as well. So think about different things that you're using. Oh, hi Stephanie, thank you very much for joining me. So I've got my red here. So again, just applying some of that on here. How are you, Stephanie? Are you joining in with us today? Are you just watching? We're creating some firework pictures using different materials, different colour materials, using a black background. So again, experimenting with different materials that you can use as well. So in a way, a mark making kind of session, but with an aim of creating pictures and everything. I'm going to add some green on as well. Oh, no worries, that's fine. Don't worry about that. Yeah, the Wednesday sessions are on Zoom and they are recorded, which then get posted on YouTube and then shared. So these videos are all accessible, you know, one way or another. So I wouldn't worry if you can't make any of the workshops. You can just, you know, view them at a later date, which could be something that you want to do. And then I'm going to add my purple on. So again, just thinking about different materials and different marks as well that you're creating, I think. Now I'll show you this one. I'm going to add some white specks on this time using the paint. But I will, I've just got yellow paint on it. I will show you mine so far. So using, again, different materials to create different kind of fireworks around the page, and they look really effective, I think. Yeah, that's fine if you've got college that day, don't worry about it. Just if you want to watch it after, then, you know, it's on, it'll be on Facebook and you can have a look at it that way. So I'm going to add some speckled stars using some white paint and just a really fine brush. Now again, you can make as many pictures really as you want. I mean, I'm going to call them pictures, firework mark making pictures. Yeah, you can make as many as you want as well. So again, just experimenting with different materials, different colours. And they do look really effective, I think, and nice and quick, quick to do. There we are. Yeah, you can be really experimental, I think, with this activity, which is another reason why I suggested doing it. Oh no, don't worry, it's fine. Don't worry, Stephanie. You can have a look at the recording on YouTube whenever it gets posted as well. I usually post every week or so on YouTube. So don't worry. So the trick is just to not to overdo it with the white paint. So I'll show you my third one again. Here we are. So again, using a mix of paint, oil pastel and chalk. And they do stand out really well on this black paper. I do quite like using it as well. So for my next one, I've got a few bits of glitter glue, some sequins. I do have some other papers as well, so I could maybe use that. My YouTube name is in my Facebook bio. I can't actually remember it off the top of my head. I think it's Design Tolivo with a capital D, H and E. But again, have a look on my YouTube bio, my Facebook bio for that. Because I've got some really cool drawing tutorials as well that I did during the first lockdown in summer as well. So again, they're worth viewing, I think. Now I've also got some black card as well here, so I might start using some black A4 card, I think, for my next few. I'm going to experiment with using these sponges as well, so what I might do is use my glue, and I've got some collage kind of paper here, and I do have some crepe paper streamers as well, so things like this as well, so they could be quite handy, and I got them on a few little rolls as well, so that could be quite fun to do some maybe draping kind of dangly bits as well. Now I'm gonna start with my coloured paper, and then what I might do is just tear some of it up. I think fairly large kind of bits though. And then here I've got my tin foil. So again, tearing a bit of the tin foil up. Now this is quite good, you know, just ordinary kitchen foil. This is quite a good material to use for something like this as well. It's quite a good collage material, I think. So again, that's worth using. Yes, I will do after the session. I'll send you my my YouTube name. And then I've got some tissue paper here, some pink tissue paper that I'm going to use. Again, tearing a little bit off as well. There we are. And I think we said for this one as well, we were going to use some of those streamers too. So I'm just going to start by sticking my different collage bits on to the surface. I know, I can't believe it as well. It's gone quick this year, I think. Well, going quick this year, shall I say. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's nearly Easter as well. I was saying before you joined us, Stephanie, about Easter craft as well. We're going to be starting doing some Easter craft sessions in the next week or so. So, again, that could be something fun for you to join in with if you're free. So I'm just starting by sticking some tin foil, some coloured paper and some tissue paper, you know, evenly around the surface. You know, plenty of black space in between though. And the good thing about this tissue paper and this foil is it kind of scrunches up nice and easy, and I think it looks quite good as a little collage as well. So think about the size of your collage too, you know, how big you want it to be. But what I'm going to focus on now is layering. The layering of my piece. So again, just building up using different materials. So we've got something like that. So just a very experimental, very rough kind of piece. And then I'm going to start by using my sponges. I'm going to get some white paint on there and then just do a little dot there. So again, do a few around the page. And again, think about the size as well, the size of these dots that you're making. There we are. And then I think I'm going to use some glitter glue actually. I've got some gold, red, pink, green, blue, purple. So again, a wide selection. So I'm going to just start by just doing a few little dots of that glitter glue around. So think about stars and fireworks in the sky. So we're getting different colours, so maybe different mark making things, different lines, different circles. And for me, I'm focusing on filling the page as well. That's something that I do with abstract pieces like this. And at the same time, think about how many colours you're adding on as well. You know, I might change now and add a different colour of glitter glue. Might use a nice red or something. So think about colours that stand out. And there we are. If you've got any questions about this craft or any ideas that you've got or any materials that you could use, then again, message in the comments section. That would be really great. Now, each week for these sessions, we do a different craft activity. I think I should mention that. And they're all called Art with Holly workshops. And they've been going on since May of last year, so fairly long time. And now I'm going to focus on some of my fireworks. So I'm maybe going to do like a firework kind of in between and trying to avoid my glitter glue that I've just done. So again, think about different layering of that. But yeah, they've been going on since May of last year. And they're every week. I mean, we stopped a little bit in summer and then restarted ready for Christmas. But generally every week, and all these activities are obviously planned by myself. which is quite fun to do. It's a challenge to get everything everything prepped and everything every week, but it's good. It's good fun. It gets me thinking about different materials that you can use, and again, continually developing this idea of working at home and running these craft workshops as well for you all. So I hope you're all enjoying them as well. Any feedback would be much appreciated. Okay, so I'm going to show you my next one. So again, now I'm thinking about layering as well. If I hold this one up, I've got some glitter glue, some tissue paper, some foil, and then you can see that firework at the top, and I've layered it over the materials that I've stuck on. And I might do another one at the bottom. So again, think about different brush strokes as well that you can use, and the amount of paint that you're using. Now I actually do have some fluorescent paint here as well. I got it from Baker Ross, the fluorescent acrylic paint. It is quite good to use. I mean, I don't think I'm going to use it today, but it is quite good if you've got any at home or you'd like to get some. It is really good for, you know, working on obviously black paper or black card or anything. So again, that could be a material that you might want to experiment with or use. And I think it can be used for other things as well. Not just on, you know, black paper or anything. So I think a lot of people associate, you know, fluorescent paint with just used for, you know, darker things, but that's not necessarily the case. You can really find a use for anything. And through these workshops, we've been doing that in relation to using different recycled materials. I've had a few sessions where we've used things like tin cans, cereal boxes, milk cartons, yeah, just any recycled box or object that you'd throw away, and just finding a purpose for it, I guess. Now here is my little collage there that I've done. So I'm going to put that to the side, and I think I might use my crepe paper streamers for my next one, because I didn't want to overload it on the other one that I did. So now I'm going to go back to my A3 black card. Let's get them all neatened out, and I've got my scissors here. So again, just roll off a small amount, I'd say. There we are. And then I've got some orange and some yellow that I can use too. So for me, I'm using kind of like the colours of the rainbow, but obviously for fireworks, I think they all work really well together and stand out. So yeah, and also it gives you a new chance to explore different materials, because I haven't used chalks or anything in a while until this workshop. So it could be quite fun to see what else you can use and yeah, use for this activity. Now I've got my yellow streamer, and then maybe a blue, a green, a pink, and then I think we'll definitely stop there for the crepe paper. I think with colours as well, it's quite easy to get carried away, you know. It is very easy to overload it and overdo the colours. So again, think about things that you're using. Could be quite beneficial, shall I say. I'm just going to roll off a little bit of crepe paper and then just trim it to the side, and then get some pink and do the same. Now this, I think what they've done is they've stuck the end of the crepe paper, so I've got to tear some just to get it off. There we are. Just going to do that. Now I'm going to start by adding some glitter, I think, straight off. Just adding some glue on the page and adding some glitter around different areas. So again, different circles. Just across, and each circle I want to be a different colour of glitter. So again, yeah, very easy to get carried away with this. Now colour wise, I've got silver, gold, red and green. So again, I'm just going to start by sprinkling a few of those different colours kind of around the surface. And try not to do too much of the colours. Maybe add a bit more of that gold on. Right, okay. And then one good thing that you could do is then just sprinkle. I'm going to start another one actually, and then just sprinkle those colours on there. So what I might do this time is do actually glue in the shape of a firework. So something like that. So again, doing the firework shape or lines with glue. And then I'm gonna just shake it off. And then I will show you that one that I've just done after. So here we are, we've got different bits of glitter across the page. And now I'm going to start by gluing my streamers on. So I'm going to have them hanging from different areas of my piece. So maybe hanging from different heights could be quite fun. And again, I'm not focusing too much on the order that they need to go in as well. So that could be quite fun to mix as well with different colours. If you've got any questions or anything before we finish the workshop, then just message in the comments section as well. Like I said before, this will get posted on my Facebook page. I'm also recording on my phone, so I will then post the video onto YouTube and again share it on Facebook. So if you want access to that recording again, then feel free to check it out. And sorry about the bad internet connection before, because the video obviously stopped and I had to restart. But after this session I will be sharing both videos, because luckily after each one they do save directly onto my page, and then I can share them to different pages that I've got, which is quite handy. Right, so this is what I've done to start with, just a few crepe paper streamers hanging down, and then what I'll do is I'm just going to peel them back, so just lift them back, and then it'll give you space to work in the middle. And now I'm going to make a mini firework using the oil pastels, I think. So again, just think about different colours and different materials that you can use for this activity. And if you know that of anyone that would like these workshops, then yeah, just let me know, or share them the video, or let them know about it. That would be really, really great. Alright, so again, a nice like mustard yellow, and then just building up using different colours. I do like my chalks today actually. This is probably one of my favourite materials that we're using in this workshop. So this is something that I've done so far. Obviously the streamers have been pulled back and we've got a little firework in the middle, and then obviously we can flick them down and you can just see it in the background, so that's quite fun. Now I'm going to leave the streamers hanging down while I add some more glitter glue. So I'm going to go with some pink and purple, actually no, pink and gold this time I think, because the purple is running a little bit low. So again, just think about different specks and speckled stars that we can make. Now glitter glue is quite fun to use. You know, I haven't used it really since my Christmas workshops that we did, where we use it a lot. So it's quite a nice material to work with as well, and quite fun. So again, a bit of that, what is it, pink or purple that we've got here. Again, just dot in the glitter glue around the surface, and then we might go with some of this white paint. Now some of my glitter has actually gone in the paint as well, which is quite Quite cool. Now obviously the less paint you have on the sponge, the more of a texture you're going to get as well. So think about how much paint you're putting on as well, because I quite like these uniform circles that I'm getting. I'll just hold this piece up, and the circles do look really neat, those white ones at the top. So again, think about how much paint you apply, and I think that would be my advice. And maybe think about spinning the sponge round as well. That could be quite fun. And yeah, after the workshop, if you wouldn't mind, send me some photographs or anything, or some feedback. That would be really good. And then here is my 5th one that I've done. Yeah, is it 5th? Yeah, it's 5th. I've layered them all so I can't see them properly, but again, using like streamers and glitter and glitter glue. I'm going to start by putting them at the side. Now, we have around 15 minutes left or so. Now, this is my other one that I did, you know, where I was doing the glue and shaking the glitter off onto the next page. Now, this is actually the effect that it created, just using different colour glitters. So, again, a bit of colour mixing could be quite fun for us all to use. And now in this, I'm actually going to add some white lines. So in between each of the colour things, I'm going to add some white. Now this is just ready mixed paint that I'm using. So again, a really good material. And because we're coming to the end of the workshop very soon, I'm just going to focus now on using the most of my paint that I've poured out. So again, think about how much you want to put on and just scooping the paint out. Obviously, the more paint you put on, the bolder the colour is going to be, and the bolder it's going to stand out on this black background that we're using. So again, that's something to think about when you're creating your pieces. Now, I hope you've all enjoyed this workshop, because I have really enjoyed it. You know, I like using different materials and different colours, so yeah, it's been really good, and different mark making techniques as well. Really fun. Now, each workshop that we do every week is different as well, which is quite fun. You know, last week, I'll show you what we made last week. We made a nature garden using toilet rolls as our books. Now, that was quite fun to do as well. So we do focus on different activities each week, and like I said, it's a challenge for me to, you know, get everything ready and get the activities kind of thought out and everything. And I do all my own materials lists as well. So again, that is really fun to do. Now, this is the white paint with the glitter, and it seems to have worked really well. Now, what I'm going to do is then start adding some colour in between and maybe blending it in with the white that we've already got on. So again, making different colours. So for instance, the red and the white to make pink as well. So again, we're just going to add different colours in between the white that I've already got on. That could be really effective. So again, I'm just scooping this material on. And I'm just going to add some like hints of it, so you know, really fine lines of colour, and it just looks really vibrant and makes the piece pop, I think, which is good. Now, I hope you've all enjoyed the workshop. This probably is one of my favourites, just because of the different materials and the different colours that we're using. I'm going to add some more of that yellow one. Just making sure that I'm not hiding too much of the glitter there as well. I've got some of that metallic blue paint as well that I'm just going to scoop on. Which seems quite fun to use. Now I'll just show you this one that I've done. So again, making one giant firework using glitter and everything, and they really stand out. They, you know, they really do pop as well, which is good. And then I'm just going to do some more of my circles as well, just around the side. Maybe a few speckled stars as well. Yeah, think about other materials that you can use for this activity as well. That could be really fun for you. I'm just going to leave this one on the floor, I think, and then use another one. So I think I'm going to experiment with just using a sponge, I think. And already that creates some really different marks. You can see it just kind of looks more, I don't know, fast, you know, the way that it's been kind of put on, you know, the texture that it creates, it looks like it's moving, I think. And obviously fireworks, you know, they move and pop in the sky. So again, how you add the material on could be something to consider, to think about. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this workshop as well. And getting carried away with the colour. So that's quite fun. Again, just experimenting with these different colours, and also think about the thickness of the lines that you're creating. So think about how you're adding these colours on. Because obviously the gestures and the speed that you use really, I think, shows in the piece, which is quite good. Here we are, and here is another kind of effect that I've done. Again, just using a simple kind of brushstroke motion to apply the paint, and they look really good, I think. And then I'm just going to do another one, just again scooping that material on because I have poured too much paint. I always do this as well, so I should stop. Yeah, I always get too much paint out and then try and use it all at the end, when it comes to the end of the session. And then I'm holding like 4 brushes in my hand at the same time. And then some of that yellow. Now I quite like the way that the colours blend on the surface, you know. You can see these red and yellow shades kind of blending into an orange, so no, it does look really good. But I hope you've all enjoyed today's workshop as well, as much as I have. And now I'm just going to make some just quick brush strokes using one colour for each side and see how that looks. I think that looks quite effective actually. So again, a quick motion with the page. Try not to think too much about what it is you're doing, just focus on the marks as well. Just going to scoop some of that metallic paint on here as well. There we are. Now we are coming to the end of the workshop. I'll just show you quickly what I've made. I'm just gonna clean my hands a bit. Right, so I'll show you a few things that we've done. So we started off by making our oil pastel and chalk piece. Again, just using different